Take care of you. Because even as an entrepreneur, even more so, the secret sauce to your business, you don't gotta go look, you don't gotta, it's you.
You, baby. Welcome back to the Woman's Hustle, Grills and Spills of Entrepreneurship. It is your girl, Coach Kay. And y'all know I'm back with another dope session, baby. Make sure that you are getting all this great value and insight here at the Woman's Hustle. If you are seeing my beautiful face, then you see I'm not here by myself. So I'm going to let my guest introduce herself. Hey, girl.
Hello, everybody. If you don't know me, I'm Cassandra Hill. I am a master life coach certified in women's entrepreneurship. Also, an author and a speaker. So glad to be here with everybody. And
So
Coach
glad.
T, appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. I could not wait for us to get into some conversation because, this is something that we talk about more often, probably off the scenes and on the scenes as well. But this is a topic that we know we could talk about all day, every day. So I'm super excited to get into that with you. Please tell the audience and the listeners a little bit more about you, what you do, and kind of your backstory. Because I definitely want them to know how dope you are.
Yeah, you see all this chocolate skin, but she's about to make me blush up in here. But my background, peel back the layers. I come from corporate, like a lot of us women. I did corporate for a little over a decade as a gerontologist. And you're probably thinking, what did you just say, Cassandra? Uh, but that's a long old word to say that you specialize in the study of age, and that's it. So I worked in the senior care industry in management, climbing the corporate ladder. But what they don't tell us, yeah, go get the whole alphabet soup, that they're quick to tell us that. And then they're real good at telling us we gotta work ourselves to about near exhaustion. And I believed it. I'm the person who believed it. So when I tell you when I worked and worked myself almost to death. And so when I got diagnosed with systemic lupus, unbeknownst to me, my life changed for the better, ultimately, and ended up developing a regimen that has put me in remission. I've been in remission 8 years, y'all.
Very
And now I'm all about supporting women with a focus on Black women because I know for us, we neglect our health, our well being, in whether it's in corporate or even in our businesses. We're seeing this exodus with us starting our own business. But here's a nugget for y'all. If you leave corporate and you take those same habits to your business, you're still going to suffer.
Come on, tell them one more time. We ain't even 5 minutes in, y'all, and y'all done had that nugget. Y'all better write it down.
Take care of you. Because even as an entrepreneur, even more so, the secret sauce to your business, you don't got to go look, you don't got to, it's you.
You, baby. It is
You
you.
are the secret sauce.
That's a fact.
No business, no company will be successful without the CEO being whole, mind, body, and soul. Period.
Man. And I feel like that needs to be like pounded into some's head because we will start businesses and we still have a lot of personal habit going on, and therefore we think that we can bring that havoc into the starting for the business period, not just the starting process but the whole logistical operation of things. And then we wonder why we're burnt out so fast. We wonder why things aren't working out. We wonder why doors aren't opening, opportunities aren't presenting themselves. It's because you are not coming in as your best self. And being a best self requires a growth mindset because you have to get to that point, people. I did not start my business all the way together. I was on a personal transformation. And you know what that personal transformation did for me? It embraced the entrepreneurial mindset that I didn't even know I had because I was totally fine in corporate America. I tell this story often. I was totally fine, totally okay. Wasn't thinking about a business, wasn't thinking about any of that. I was content. But because I had some personal journeys and some personal obstacles to conquer, it opened those doors and it opened my mind to become an entrepreneur. And that's why I stand here today as a full time entrepreneur because I did that work and I'm still doing that work. So I love that you even touched on that. It requires our holistic being intact.
Yeah. Because here's the thing about it, Coach K. If you're out and about and you want something to snack on, you see this vending machine, but a big old sign out of order is on the vending machine. Know you're a smart woman, so you're not gonna slide your debit card, credit card, put no money in it because the machine is out of order.
Come on.
So here you are starting a business and you all the way out of order. You haven't focused on you. Are we continually doing the work? Yes. It is ongoing. I get coaching.
Me too.
It's ongoing.
Always.
However, you've started this business, and especially if you're a person of faith, I know for me, I'm a Christian. I believe what I do is God. God, this is God's business and I'm a steward. So do you think if you all the way out of order, God is gonna deposit anything?
Not
It
at all.
doesn't look like that. The same way you want to put money into a machine that you know isn't working, and he's not gonna deposit in you until you get aligned.
Yep. I agree. A whole 120%. What do you think would be like, what do you think are some of the disparities that we as Black women do face? I know when it comes to adversity, but I also know that sometimes we can be our biggest enemy to ourselves. You,
Yeah.
what do you think is our disparity when it comes to us really trying to step into that growth journey for ourselves?
Self love. Because when I don't fully love me, I don't fully value myself in relationships, in business. It's a circle. And when you think about the self love component, and even in relationships, and this is why one of the reasons why self love is so important to me. We have data from the National Domestic Abuse Hotline where 50%, wait, no, let me take that back. 45% of the calls reported are from Black women experiencing domestic violence from an intimate partner. Now, that's reported. Now, if we know 45% are reporting, it's pretty safe to say that that number is probably 50% or higher because so many don't report, you know.
It's a fact.
And the self-love, not that anyone is deserving of being disrespected, whether it's in a relationship or in business, but when you love yourself, the type of energy you attract, it looks so different. It looks so different. So I think for us, we've been superwoman for so long, taking care of everything that it's hard for us to be comfortable prioritizing ourselves.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And I people feel like self love is a trendy word, and it is a trendy word. Because it's a trendy word. When I say things are trending, I mean that it's trending because nobody is taking action when they say the word. We say it all day. We can spread the memes. We can share the things and stuff like that. But what action are we actually taking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From that. And I feel like that's where a lot of us fall short is we will say, oh, I love myself. I'm practicing self-love. But how? The self love is beyond the bubble baths. It's beyond the getting your hair done. It's beyond, all of that stuff. It's beyond all of that. So, what actions are you taking? And this is where, because people are like, you align mindset with entrepreneurship. I do, because everybody is not equipped to be an entrepreneur. Everybody does not have the mindset to be an entrepreneur. It is a learned habit. It's not instilled in everybody. So because it's not instilled in everybody, you have to have policies, procedures, strategies, tools, whatever resources you want to call it. You have to have those things in place for you to adapt and learn how to have the entrepreneurial mindset. You can't bring those old policies, like you said earlier, those old outdated policies from corporate America into entrepreneurship. They're not going to work, but also holistically loving yourself. And a lot of us don't know our worth. We don't know our worth. We don't know what values we have. And sometimes we don't even know what our values are. Sometimes we're just on autopilot. Sometimes we have that sense of entitlement to feel like that you are supposed to help support us because of who we are. But I also want you to value yourself enough to be confident in who you are, because that's going to attract me more as a consumer than you just assuming that I'm going to support you. I want to see your confidence, sis. Let's work on, if you don't have it, let's work on getting you there, because I want to see you thrive. I think a lot of businesses suffer with that, especially with Black women businesses, because they don't want to do that work. They want to be reserved. They don't want to be transparent. They don't want to be vulnerable. And I know that you had clients, have probably experienced that. What's your insight on that?
As an entrepreneur, most of the time, your customer, your target audience is either a past version of you, present version of you, or future. So when we look at our business in that way, if you're, because most of the time when you start a business, there's a why connected to it, right? Just like I share with you part of my story, why uh, uplifting Black women, why it's so important to me is because of my own personal experience, you know?
Yeah.
And so when you think about your business, um, and this is one of the reasons why sometimes our business doesn't get to where we want it to be. We haven't done the work on ourselves. We're just so focused on business, 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 but your business will never grow past you,
Come on.
you know.
And they
And
won't. No.
so even when we see the quote unquote successful business, at some point, if that person has not done the work, it it won't stand the test of times. COVID, if you didn't learn that from COVID, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, straight like that. It's straight. It's just the facts, and a lot of us are operating in those outdated COVID times, and I think that we have to be very mindful of that. A lot of us started businesses during the pandemic. I am definitely a pandemic business. I started Upgraded Mindsets in 2020. When we were on lockdown, it was the journey that I had to take at that time. So, but I also couldn't stay there, and a lot of times we stay in that, oh, this is where I'm at in the beginning, but do you want to still be there? You don't want to still be in that state of mind. If your business is the same as it was in 2022, If you are still using some of the same policies, and not saying that, some things can't be successful, I agree to that. However, if you're still in business 3 years later, I can almost guarantee that there should be half of the things that you did in 2022 are outdated and you should be looking to pivot, and that includes your personal self care, your personal self worthiness. What practices are you utilizing? Again, it goes beyond the bubble bath, it goes beyond, the self love. The self love is your policies, your habits, your lifestyle. Your self love is you eating better. Your self love is you meditating 2 times a day, praying 3 times a day. Your self love is more than just you going to get your feet done and taking a spa day. And when it comes to your business, your self worth is understanding that you need to enlist support to help you within your business. Because a lot of us Black women will act like we can do this all by ourselves. I am guilty. In 2020, 2021, I was like, I can do all this. I got it. I got it. Yeah, that was a failure, but it was a lesson. And I learned that lesson. And it was like, if I am looking to do this long term, if you're looking to build legacies, you have to be ready and willing to enlist the support of others, and you got to align yourself with those that are willing to support. That's why I love that we have crossed paths, because we are aligned with the same things. We have some of the same value systems, the same beliefs, and things like that. And we are here to empower and uplift us women, to show us that we are worthy, and especially us Black women, we are worthy to get everything that we want in life and more, and I know that journey wasn't easy for you, and with that being said, I would love for you to share a thrill and a spill. Within the podcast, I definitely ask that. So what is a thrill that you could say that has been, a joyous thing for you on your entrepreneurial journey?
Wow. I'm gonna share a recent one. Cause this when the email came through, I was ready to flip, but I don't think my body is set up for that anymore. uh I didn't do the flip. Entrepreneur of Impact. It's basically a contest that's hosted by Damon John. You would have the opportunity to receive one-on-one mentoring from him,
Nice.
as well as a $25,000 win.
Oh, right,
Um,
right. I
if
do see
yes, if selected, to be
that.
the
Yes.
grand prize. And when I got the notification that I'm even a contestant, be honest with y'all, sometimes you apply for stuff and it's like, I hope I hope it happen. And sometimes it's like it's something so big that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And so when I got the email, I was just thankful, and I'm speaking it, I'm claiming it
And
that
it
yes, it
claim it.
is happening.
I love it.
So that's definitely a recent thrill for me.
I love it. I love it. And we are definitely claiming that. We are definitely claiming that. So I think that that's made, and I love that. So with the thrills, we know must come the spills. So if you would share with us something that, wasn't such a joyous moment, we have those. And what a part of me doing these is to make sure that people understand our transparency, our vulnerability, and that we also can, have those lessons and failures too. So please share a spiel with the listeners.
One spill I can think of, and this is tied to the pandemic as well. Um, I walked away from my full time employment 3 months before the pandemic shit. And so when the shutdown happened, I'm sitting here thinking I'm about to do a bookstore, got all these venues lined up, got books. I got books everywhere
Ready.
you turn. You just seeing books, 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 books. I am ready for the people. And so the first, I guess, like week or two, had to cancel a couple of events. I really wasn't even messed up, honestly, because I thought, well, hey, we're it's
Yeah,
gonna be over,
you all
and we're
right.
gonna be back to doing events. But after I had to cancel every single thing, and I done spent all this coin, and don't have a job.
Okay. That part though, because
That
that part,
part, it was Coach K. Let me tell you, I'm like, Lord, why did you do it to me? And so that I learned so much during that time because I was forced to get quiet and listen to God. And eventually, things did come together. I'm like, okay, this post office is open. So what I'm about to do is go live, read excerpts. As people want the book, I'm shipping them out because I got to make some money. And eventually was able to, sell everything I had and
and
that was not good.
I love how you had to improvise. Um, there's so many of us who will just let that just completely shut us down, and they would have just sat there and let these books collect dust and never have did anything. And I think that your story is just a testimony of us to continue to keep doing what we have to do. It's okay to have to go back to the drawing board. And I think that's what, as entrepreneurs, that should already be embedded in our head. If one idea does not work, you should already be ready. If you don't have a plan B in action, or, in standby, then you should be ready to go back to the drawing board to put one together. And so many of us will just give up, and I think sometimes that also goes along with our personal values, because we don't feel like we're worthy enough. The first failure, the first time something didn't go through. I have had plenty of launches, with products that weren't successful in my eyes, but because I have that mindset, I say, I made it happen. I did it. And that to me warrants success. And that has also boosted my confidence over the years as an entrepreneur, but also as a woman, and especially as a Black woman, because a lot of times we will diminish ourselves. We will, lower our voice. We won't be as vocal. I've always been a vocal woman, but let me tell you something. I now have the confidence. Hey, nobody can tell me nothing that's going to interfere with my self worth. And that has what has carried me and upgraded mindsets over these last 4.5 years. And I would love for you to even just, what do you think, like, our final thing would be for us to make sure that we continue on that journey of acknowledging our self worth, building who we are, and being unapologetic about it?
Yeah. Mindset is so important. Whatever we tell ourselves is our reality. You can think back to being a child. You may have believed in Santa because you thought he was real. You took the time out Christmas Eve. You gonna set out the cookies. You believed it, so it affected your behavior. Then even before the Christmas Eve, you trying to act good because you're like, okay, yeah, I gotta act good. I don't put down, I want this Barbie dream house and all this stuff. And if I don't act right, I may not be getting it. So it's no different for us as adults. Whatever we tell this, that's our reality. So what can you do to change your mindset? Uh, Affirmations are wonderful. Affirmations are a way to offer emotional support to yourself as well as direct your mind in action. Because if you say something enough, the brain cannot distinguish fact from fiction. So if you're saying it enough, the brain will accordingly move in that direction. So really big on affirmations. I'm gonna do a shameless plug.
Come
One
on.
book that every Black woman needs.
Yes.
Love Letters to My Girls. I am one of the co-authors, but it was actually written by a little over 100 Black women. It's all about loving yourself, knowing your worth. Read yourself a love letter every day. Every day.
Every day.
That's another thing with the mindset. Just think back to being young, or maybe even young at heart, and you get that love letter from that guy. You just really just see how Coach
And do
yeah,
it.
you get that letter, and you just be like,
Yes. Oh, it could be one sentence, baby, but it could mean the world. And yes, I agree. We should be doing that to ourselves. We should
yeah,
be doing that for ourselves and to ourselves because nobody's going to affirm that we the bomb more than us. It shouldn't be nobody else. Be us more than anybody. Not saying I
no,
don't appreciate those words from others because I do. I do. One thing that I had to learn is I do want to be poured into. And I
yeah,
want us as women to understand that we do want to be poured into, but you want to be poured into effectively. You want to be poured into those that are pouring into themselves. I don't want nobody that is pouring from an empty cup because that's not going to be effective for me.
yeah,
So if you are somebody that is on the entrepreneur journey, whether you are full time, part time, thinking about it, visionary wise, you have to be ready to pour into yourself because it's going to require a lot more than you getting up and going to that corporate job. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak, y'all. It's not. And a lot of people are like, yeah, start your own business. I don't know where y'all got the idea that that's easy. I don't know where that idea came from. I don't.
let me tell y'all, they lied to you. And most of these coaches out here are telling you that you can build a business and get to 6, 7 figures with the snap of your fingers. And here's the real truth. Most businesses that get to 6, 7 figures and sustain it, it's a process. It's like Coach K talked about earlier. You gotta have systems, you gotta have processes, you gotta have operation, you gotta take time to build a team.
You got to
Because if
invest
you're
before you get to them 6 figures, y'all. The investments are necessary. I don't know where y'all got that y'all can get all this and get the 6 figures without making any form of investments because some of y'all don't even want to invest in your business. You don't want to invest in coaching. You don't want to invest in mentorship. And even the free resources that are out there, y'all don't put in the work to invest in yourselves when you get those resources. I ain't gonna fuss at y'all this episode. I'm gonna let it be. But
yeah. Now, if I was about to leave my residence and go to the gas station to put fuel in my vehicle, I don't need help putting fuel in my vehicle, right? But let's say I was going and didn't even realize that I needed gas and ran out of gas and got to push the car to the gas station. I would need the help because it's a bigger thing.
yeah, putting
Some
gas in a
simple,
half
just
a tank
putting the
is painful.
fuel.
Yeah.
So your business, if it's small enough, you possibly could do it by yourself. But most people have these great big visions, and you think something as like me, I would be crazy to even attempt to push my vehicle.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too
Much.
much.
It's too much. It's too much. I agree. I
You're going to need support.
And it's okay to align yourself with those that are going to be there for you. It's okay to reach out and find some new people that are willing to do that and are willing to be that. Because let me tell you, doing that has been one of the best things that has happened when it comes to me personally as well as professionally. Because although all the connections that I have made have not warranted friendships, they have warranted business connections, they have warranted referrals, they have warranted, information that could help me, that could help my business. Hey, an email, hey, I was just thinking about you. I know we talked a few months ago, but I seen something come across my email and I thought this would be a good fit for you. Hey, I welcome all of that and I return that favor. Hey, I seen this, somebody that I know that does shipping. They ship their own products. Hey, I seen this resource. Somebody told me about this resource that I think could be a good benefit to help you save money shipping. All of that is what I call support. All of that is what I call building a tribe of empowering other people that are going to be there to help you with the pivoting of your business. So I will say this, and then I'm going to let Cassandra let us know where all her details at, where we can find that book, and where we can find everything at. Listen, y'all, at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is something of a luxury in a sense. You've got to have the passion, the purpose, the perseverance, and the performance. And I use those in my coaching. The 4 P's is what I utilize to help you gain that mindset of being an entrepreneur, whether full time, part time. If you just want adjustable income, totally fine. But regardless if you still want to stay in corporate America or not, you still have to embed yourself with an entrepreneurial mindset. And it's just that simple. You've got to make it happen. And the policies that you used 5 years ago, baby, ain't gonna work if you just trying something new. Straight like that. So please let us know, one, where we can find that book, but also where we can find you.
The easiest way to stay plugged into all things Cassandra, go to my Linktree /Hiller Cassandra. You'll see the link for the books there. You'll also see links for all my social media resources. Because my goal, what I'm unapologetic about, is supporting Black women in our emotional and mental well being. And for us entrepreneurs, making sure that we have financial stability. So you'll see links there for grants, just all types of resources. Because here's the thing, and Coach K gonna be kind of, I think, a little surprised me saying this.
Come on with it. Oh, good. Come on.
But in this season, in this climate, what we have seen on a major scale in our last presidential election is what we deal with as Black women, what we've been dealing with our whole life. We see where we're qualified. We're here. We check every box, every T. And then we see someone else. And I don't care what your political beliefs are, but this is just comparing apple to apple, credentials, all the qualifications, everything. You see another person who has not even half, but they win, right? And we've been dealing with this our whole life. But one thing about it, sister, no one can stop me from supporting Coach K. If I want to support Coach K, no one can do a single thing about it. And we have friends. This is the time, whatever skill, whatever talent, support. Once you get your cup overflowing, support your sister.
Straight like that. Stop feeling like
Because if
you're
we're doing
oh, come on.
if we're doing all this, despite the hurdles, despite the hurdles, despite companies like Fearless Fund being taken to court for offering grants, monies to people that look like us, despite Hello Alice having to go through the same thing, despite all these hurdles, we are still in the race.
We are still in the
But
race.
we have to be intentional about being a sister keeper.
Ooh, ooh, that gave me goosebumps, baby. Because it is facts. It is facts. If you have any form of contention in your heart, if you have any form of envy or anything, this is not the time for that. Get help to get to work on that, because there are women out here, there are Black women out here who is ready to go to the ends of the earth with you, for you, to help you be the most empowering version of yourself. So if you're struggling with opening your heart, being vulnerable, and allowing that in for you, please do what you got to do to make that change. Hey, and her information is going to be listed in the podcast description notes. Sis, it has been so dope. I knew that we was gonna get a good vibe on this conversation. Okay, I knew that it was going to be great, but I also wanted women to understand that yes, we want to talk about business all day, but you want to make sure that you are pouring into yourself effectively so you can continue to grow personally as well as professionally. All right. So y'all know where y'all can find me at. If you have not subscribed yet, please make sure that you do. Subscribe to the Upgraded Mindsets Media channel. Favorite this podcast on your favorite streaming platform. My social deets will be in the notes as well, but you can find me on all platforms at Coach K Transforms. And if you are interested in being a guest on the Woman's Hustle, that link to schedule an inquiry chat will also be in the notes. Listen, reach out to me, y'all. Let's have a conversation. But if you are seeking some transformational resources to help you embed and get yourself into the entrepreneurial mindset, and I'm here. And I'm here for us. All right. We out of here, y'all. Stay dope. Stay you. Stay unapologetic and be empowered, baby. Until next time. Bye, y'all.